to my channel. And of course, there's dark MAGA mode engaged. Okay. There's one big story today, and it's so amazing what happens. And of course, what I'm talking about is Comey. And what Comey has done is so far over the line, he's in big trouble. He is in major big trouble, Comey. Comey, oh yeah. And he's in big trouble because he has the White House, after this, pursuing this. He has Tulsi Gabbard pursuing this. He has Fox News pursuing it. Social media is viral over it. And I'm going to be talking about it today. And I imagine everyone else that has a show like mine will be too. So what I'm talking about, in case you don't know, but I imagine most of you do know, that Comey posted this photograph of rocks on the beach on Instagram, and it says 8647. Now, those of you that are not Americans, I don't know if you're familiar with that expression, but that is most definitely a threat against the President of the United States. And it's a threat so severe that you could get 5 years in prison for that, minimum. Secret Service is involved, and this is going to open up a whole bunch of stuff. And, I mean, he's being investigated by the FBI that he used to lead. So here we are, and what possessed him to do that, we'll never know, because you're never going to get an honest answer out of that lunatic Comey. He's crazy. He's a complete crazy person. But this excuse of his, which is very confusing, that like he just coincidentally was walking down the beach and stumbled upon these rocks that said 8647. I don't think so. He's in big trouble. He is in big, big trouble. And, he's in big trouble because this is a crime. And he's the ringleader of the lawfare. He started that whole Russiagate BS with the dossier and everything. So he's been doing crime for years. What happens with people that are criminals, they get away with it and they escalate. And a lot of times what happens to people, and this is what's happening with Comey, people live in a bubble. And their bubble is filled with people that are doing the wrong thing that they're doing. But since everyone in their bubble's doing it, they lose perspective on morality and what's right and what's wrong and what's legal and what's illegal. And Comey is so wrapped up in this world of Trump derangement syndrome, Trump haters, in this bubble that he's in, that to him, that's just okay. And it's not. So he's in big trouble. Now, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. My name's Brian. My next live stream will be in a little over an hour, and I'll be taking live calls on that stream. Oh, and today's Friday, right? So that means it is open phones. Open MAGA Mike Friday. You can call me about everything on your mind. However, gas has gone down again. Wow, look at this. Guy's pumping gas, and gas has gone down. Thank you, President Trump. Let's go take a look. Look at that. $2.58 a gallon. Thank you, President Trump. Yeah. Good deal, President Trump. $2.58 a gallon. So Comey's in big trouble. he did this, and this is being discussed everywhere. I mean, this will all be out today. He's got a book coming out, and this is the eve of his book release. So what Comey did, it backs up. He did this on purpose. He knew what he was doing. He was trying to go viral. And he did. He went viral with a very illegal thing. Welcome, everyone. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. So, let me ask you, yes or no, should Comey be arrested for posting that? Should Comey be arrested? Tulsi Gabbard says yes. Tulsi Gabbard says Comey should be arrested. Yes or no? Should Comey be arrested for this? I'm not talking about his history of criminal activity. I'm talking about this. A lot of yeses. I don't see any no's. Yeah, it's pretty big. Pretty big. Yep. Oh, yeah. And I'm glad that the White House is all over this Comey story. They're not playing around. They are not playing around. They are not happy with what Comey has done. I mean, when you have Tulsi Gabbard saying he should be arrested, that's a pretty big deal. And they didn't waste any time going on Fox about this, the White House last night. Go to bed. I've been up for, a little more than 3 hours. This is going to be the lead story today, at least with me. I think it's the biggest story of the day. It's got to be discussed. And it trumps any other story that's out there by far. No doubt about it. Oh, yeah. Now, here's the next question. Okay? Because I got a couple questions for you. Here's the next question, guys. And I'm going to tell you in advance, my answer to this question I'm about to ask you is yes. Okay? What I'm about to ask, new question, and this is the next question. And my answer to this question I'm about to ask you is yes. Did you cry when President Trump was shot by the Never-Trumpers in Butler? Yes or no? I did, and I'm not embarrassed to admit that. Yeah, he could be the first prisoner in Alcatraz. That's a good idea. Yeah. Yep. No. No, screamed. Wow. He cried all week. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a tough day. Tough day. You fainted. Oh, my goodness, locked in. Yeah. Well, what Comey has done is a 5-year minimum prison sentence. It is pretty severe. Pretty severe. And he should not be questioned at home. He should be hauled in for questioning, just like anybody else would be. No, Vincent. In fact, it came out. I want to get into this on the next stream. I'll play the audio. The plane deal from Qatar was actually first broached in the Biden administration, not Trump. That's right. Came out yesterday. No, Comey, what Comey did, if any of you did that, or me, they'd bust into your house. They wouldn't even knock. They would have a no-knock warrant. They would bust in. They would cuff you. They would take you to the federal building and interrogate you. They would take all of your computers You'd go to jail. You would go to jail. And today's a great day for that because you can't get arraigned on the weekends a lot of times. So, if they arrested Comey today, he very well could not get bailed out until Monday. I should be president of what? My homeowners association? Are you kidding? I couldn't do the job Trump's doing. I could not do the job that Trump is doing. No way. I can't keep up with him. I don't know how he has the energy to do it. He's amazing. Yeah. I don't know what you think Trump has screwed up on. Are you an American, Christopher Grant? I don't see how any American could think that he screwed up. No, if any of us did what Comey did, the FBI would bust into your front door and haul you in. You would go to jail. Absolutely. They would not mess around. And people have gone to jail for doing exactly what he did. I only get about 5 hours sleep too. It's not ADHD, it's just busy schedule. If you're new to my channel, this is where MAGA comes to talk. My name's Brian. Make sure that you subscribe. And, well, Christopher, so does President Trump supports the Constitution, too. Trump is the man, no doubt about it. No doubt about that. Well, anyone who's carrying a sign that says that is committing a crime. They should all be arrested. Just because the masses are doing it doesn't mean it's okay. Yes, hello to everybody in the chat. Welcome. Thanks for joining in. Now, on the next stream, which will be a little over an hour, I'll be taking live calls. And since today is Friday, that means open phones. You can call me about any and everything on your mind. It's open phones. We call it Open MAGA Mic Friday. Oh, President Trump is changing the world big time, big time. Yeah, he should already be arrested. Don't be surprised if it happens. I'm telling you, do not be surprised if he gets arrested. I'm telling you. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Would not surprise me at all. Because you saw with Tulsi Gabbard all over Fox, conservatives all over television talking about it the way they are. Believe me, Comey very well could get arrested. He should. Yes, I went to school, Christopher. Yes, yes, yes. Taco Bell. No, I don't eat until I get off the air. No, President Trump doesn't slow down at all. I don't know how he does it. I mean, I can't keep up just watching him on TV and online. But he does it. That's right, Trump 2032. Absolutely. Bubba says, I went to college, but I insult callers for doing the same. No, I don't insult anyone for going to college. What happens a lot with young people who are either in college or just out of college, they think they're smarter than everyone else, okay? And they're not. You gotta mix the college education with real world life experience that you gain with age. And there's an arrogance with a lot of young people who are in college or recent graduates who feel like they're the first enlightened generation that understand and see the world in a way that no one has seen it before because I went to college. Oh my God, they're like Plankton on, is it Squidward or Plankton that always says, I went to college on SpongeBob SquarePants? I can't remember. Is it Squidward or Plankton that always says, I went to college? The only time I mention it really is if somebody asked. me if I've gone, but other than that, I don't even mention it that much. And that's what happens. And yeah, Squidward. Yeah, you gotta mix it with real world life experience. I was lucky that I went to college as an adult, so you could understand. And when you're reading out of a textbook, that's not enlightenment. Not only have I read the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, I've seen the original documents up close with my own eyes in D.C. Oh, $120,000 a year isn't what it used to be, is it? The Constitution can be amended to allow him to run again, or anybody else run for more than 2 terms. How many Israeli dual citizens in Congress? I have no idea. I don't know if there are any. I don't know, or how many there are. I have no idea. The anti-Semites are up early. It used to be a lot. No, but with Comey's in big trouble. And the reason that Comey is in big trouble is because what he did is criminal. You face 5 years in prison for what Comey did with this meme. And he's got the powers that be after him, and there's so much public outrage about it as well. So it's not something that's under the radar, because I know some people are saying, well, some of the liberal protesters have had signs at these protests with it. Well, no one's noticed. Comey is reaching millions of people when he does something like that. People are noticing it. You can't make a threat against a president of the United States. A threat against the president of the United States, whoever they are, even a foreign president or federal official or federal employee, those are all criminal acts that send you to the federal penitentiary for 5 years. So no, it is a big deal what he did. Just because you delete it, I mean, if you commit an armed robbery at the bank, and then you go back and give them the money back, you're still going to go to jail, right? There's no do-overs. This isn't the playground in the 2nd grade. There's no do-overs. So no, he is definitely in trouble. And the fact that Comey has his book coming out, right? He's getting ready to promote his book. Is it 1 or 2 weeks from now his book is coming out? That's evidence that he did this on purpose. He was trying to get attention and go viral, and he got attention, and he's gone viral by committing a crime. That is a crime, what he did. 5 years in prison. It is criminal what he did. What's cowardly about me, Tony? I mean, you can call me on the air live Monday through Friday. I don't think that's cowardly. Critical thought does not mean agreeing with you liberals out there. Right? Exactly. Well, Comey is probably one of the leaders of the whole conspiracy against Trump. He's on the, I would say he's on the committee. Would you agree he's on the committee that was involved in all this against Trump? And he's very energized because he was fired by Trump as the FBI director. FBI directors, when they're appointed FBI director and they get confirmed, it's a 10-year term that they have, which blows my mind. English, please. I don't know what you're saying there, so you got to say it in English, okay? So, absolutely. And believe me, the Trump administration, Kash Patel, Bongino, they all know. They all know. Awesome. Awesome. We'll have our gold and precious metals report on the show today. Believe me, President Trump and his team know a lot more about the things Comey's done that's criminal than we know. Trump didn't take a bribe, and it came out yesterday that that plane deal from Qatar was actually first being brokered by the Biden regime. So was the Biden regime brokering a bribe for President Trump? That doesn't make sense. They didn't even think he was going to be president. Well, somebody had a suggestion that he could be the first prisoner in Alcatraz. I like that. That's a good one. Yeah, it's really amazing how the news operates. It can, Resident Martian. It can. You can amend the Constitution. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe. How's a gift to the United States a bribe? Was France bribing the United States when they gave the United States the Statue of Liberty? I don't think so. The Rock. America is the greatest country in the world. By far. Yeah, the trolls, the liberals, the never-Trumpers do need to cope. It's federal property. It belongs to the people, kinda. Like all federal property. Doesn't mean you can go and use it, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. There's no getting around it. No getting around it. Comey committed a major federal felony. If any of you did that or I did that, we'd be in jail right now, facing arraignment maybe this morning. 86, yeah. Yeah, it does. In that context, it means exactly what everyone's saying. How do you get rid of somebody who's in their second term in the White House? You know, come on. It means exactly what everyone says it means. He knew exactly what he was saying. He's just so wrapped up in the Trump derangement, he's lost sense of right and wrong. Don't be so sure, Teresa. Tulsi Gabbard is pissed. She was on Jesse Waters last night. I'm going to play some of that. I don't know where you're living, but in America, 86 does not mean out of stock. That's not what it means in the United States. Now, Comey claims to not know. That is one of the most common American phrases, especially for a man his age. So he chose to lie about it. You would think, you know, somebody that was the director of the FBI would know better than to lie. And lying to federal officers, too. I like everything Trump does. What has Trump done that I should not like or support? Well, Comey was not talking about restaurants. He was talking about President Trump. Make sure you guys subscribe who are new. On the next stream, I'll be taking live calls from the studio. Democrats and conservatives are two sides of the same coin, but that's not the case with MAGA Republicans, real MAGA Republicans. No, comedy's back now that woke is gone. Well, Allison, no one noticed when Whitmer said it. I've seen that picture. Just because people have gotten away with something doesn't mean you can go out and do that crime, right? Like, if you're speeding down the highway and you get stopped by the police, how many other people are speeding that got away? Does that make their speeding okay? Or your speeding okay because they got away? Just because someone has gotten away with a crime does not mean it's okay. People get away with crimes all the time. It doesn't mean you can go out and commit them because you haven't been caught. The arguments that the left are having for this are pathetic. What do you mean start taking names? Leticia James just got the subpoena for the grand jury. The FBI is investigating her. The Justice Department's after her. Leticia James is the first. She's going to prison, and Comey may be the second. So things are happening. And Comey may have allowed things to speed up a little bit. That's right. What Trump is doing in the Middle East is so spectacular. It really, truly is. If you go to the beginning of the stream, the gas has gone down. It's only $2.58 a gallon now here. Gone down again. Dark MAGA mode re-engaged. Kept Tristan, I don't know what I'm delusional about, but maybe you can explain. I did at the beginning of the stream. You can rewind, and I pulled up and showed it. You can rewind the stream. It's earlier in the stream. Maybe the first 5 or 10 minutes or so. I did watch Landman. It was okay. You know, it started out better than it ended, but it was okay. And the ending was a little disappointing. But I did watch Landman, yeah. And if you go earlier in the stream, you'll see the gas price. I showed it. That does not surprise me about Washington State, if that's true. One of the biggest problems we have, the gas prices, are the liberals with their fake environmental taxes. It's just a grift. $4.50 in California, holy smokes. Yeah, my daughter, a few weeks ago, had to pay $5.45 a gallon. She's back in Florida now. My daughter just drove from LA to Florida. And she's been on the road over 2 weeks, so she was kind of stopping off in different places to see the country. A lot of people have a hard time with gas prices, man. I mean, a lot of people work very hard, and, you know, gas can be expensive. Yes, welcome. If you're new, welcome to my channel. And make sure you catch my next stream. I'll be taking live calls. Here. We'll illuminate a little bit. Well, we are talking about politics. Gas is politics. The cult are the never-Trumpers. The majority, which is not the cult, are MAGA. Now I'm waiting for Starbucks to open so I can get my morning coffee. Prices are going down, Ragnar. The snake poem will also be on display in President Trump's Presidential Museum, no doubt about it. Right turn, Clyde, pro-America, absolutely. Absolutely. It's the golden age of America. This Mideast tour was just amazing, wasn't it? Amazing. There's no good in the Democrat Party. They're an evil, demonic party. Bootlicker. So for me to be licking Trump's boots, does that mean President Trump is watching? He's up. Is he watching the stream? I know he's listened to me on the radio more than once, and my podcast. But I don't know if he's watching us at 5:09 a.m. Where is the president this morning? I don't even know. No, the hat is made in the USA, official Trump hat. Every day I got to show this to somebody. Hey? Hold on. There it is. Right there. Made in the USA. Now, the common response is the hat's made in China, the tag's made in China, but they just wrote Made USA on it. No, that's a federal crime. This is an official Trump hat from Trump's own online store. And it is a federal crime to put made in the USA or made in America on things that are not. So no, it is made in the USA. Okay? Every single day I gotta show this to some idiot troll. But so what if it was made in China? Right? So the politicians that Trump is freeing us from moved all our manufacturing to China. So what? The computer or phone you're watching me on was made in China. Comey was the FBI director when Trump first became president. Trump fired him. He was trying to blackmail the president with the dossier. There's no tariffs on things inside the country. Fired him because he's a criminal. I mean, he started the whole dossier. He was investigating Trump. He was just harassing him. Right? He was committing lawfare as the FBI director, so Trump fired him. Yeah, I'm going to play. General Flynn was talking about this Comey crime. I'm going to play that on the air today, too. Any hat you get from the official Trump store is made in the USA. Now, not all my MAGA hats are from the official Trump store. Ugh. So I don't know where they're all made, but the ones from the official Trump store are made in the USA. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Now, I asked at the beginning of the show, I'm going to ask this again. Should Comey go to prison for this meme? Yes or no? Should Comey go to prison for this meme? Yes or no? I say yes. I say yes. They should arrest him today. What false information, Bobby? I don't know. False information here. Not for me. Yes, of course, yes. Lots of yeses. Toasting hammer agrees. Ugh. Comey's the former director of the FBI and a jerk. Yep, look at all those yeses. Yeah, he should go to prison. 5 years you get for that. 5 years. Well, we'll let a jury decide that. Right? Got to let a jury decide that. Arrest him, put him on trial, and a jury will decide. Not a D.C. jury, by the way. A Florida jury. Yeah. A real jury. I don't know why Trump would go to jail. I mean, making America great again is not a crime. Well, I'd settle. I'd settle for Comey right now. We got Leticia. Leticia's going to prison. That's happening. So that's lawfare 1, and this could be lawfare criminal 2. You know, it was what I was talking about the other day with Leticia, because I hear some people saying, well, you know, they got her on this mortgage fraud, but not the lawfare. They got Al Capone because he wasn't paying taxes. When you have this level of criminal, you get them with what you can get a conviction on, right? So Leticia, let's lawfare indictment number 1 is going to come out of that grand jury. We got her on mortgage fraud. Comey, the meme. You get them on what you can get them on. Right? I'm not hiding. I'm waiting for Starbucks to open. That's why I'm in the car. They don't open for a few minutes. Alcatraz is still there. No, this is absolutely amazing. The rich are the ones who pay the taxes. Over 50% of taxes are paid by the top 1-2% of earners. That's your billionaires, millionaires. I know liberals think that they don't pay taxes, but where do you think the government gets its money from? Of course they do. Of course they do. Strange vehicle. What is this guy doing? Yeah, TDS since 2015. Yep. 10 years. That's what happened to Comey. 10 years of Trump derangement syndrome's giving him some brain damage. That's exactly what's happened to Comey. He's lost all sense of reality. If by failure you mean an absolute success, you're correct about that. Oh. Well, he did this because he's got a new book coming out. And he did this to get attention for his book, but he chose to get attention by committing a federal crime that's punishable by 5 years in prison. His book can still come out, people can still buy it, but he's going to be in prison. I don't know what I've said or support that's fascist. What's fascist about this conversation? I don't get that. I don't think you can give an example of that either. Well, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. Yeah, make sure you subscribe if you're new to my channel. My next stream, I'll be taking live calls. You'll enjoy that, I promise you. Tell yourself that, B. Trump is bringing peace to the world and a lot of money back to the United States in business deals. Enough of this endless fighting. Trump is uniting the world, is what he's doing. And that's exactly what the left hate. It's not Trump's plane. That plane is the property of the United States Air Force. Qatar is giving a plane to the U.S. government. And it will be part of the Air Force One fleet, which is the United States Air Force. Qatar funds Hamas, so does the United States. You know, I mean, look at all these terrorists we have at our universities, these professors and students. And look at the Congress. How many people are supporting Hamas in the Congress? Ilhan Omar, Tlaib, Chuck Schumer. So we have people here supporting Hamas too, even financially. So what does that mean? Yeah, exactly. I mean, these are just ridiculous comments. Ridiculous comments. Oh, they do. Hamas. Chuck Schumer doesn't support Hamas. Are you kidding? Ilhan Omar, Tlaib, AOC. They don't support Hamas. You're not following the news. Oh, no, I support Israel. Most definitely. I don't know what you mean by that. Exactly. Supporting Hamas is like supporting ISIS or Al-Qaeda. That's right. And we certainly don't want to do that. The liberals are commies, no doubt. Rain talent, yes. Liberals are commies. Now, I don't use talking points. I just share my thoughts and observations on what's going on in the news. These are not talking points. I wish Starbucks opened up at 5 a.m. It would make my life so much better in the morning. I could get a little bit more done in the morning before I go on the live at 6. What, bring economic prosperity to a war-torn region? That sounds pretty smart to me. Without war? Sounds like a great idea to me. Now, if you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe, guys, okay? This is where MAGA comes to talk. My next stream, I'll be taking live calls from the studio. All right? Okay, guys, I'm going to take off, but I will.